this very important piece of paper. The photograph on here of Sam is one that I chose because it reflected a lot of aspects of Sam. The plaid shirt reflected his love of the outdoors. Sam often had a jacket and a tie on and knew how to dress up like a proper Toastmaster when it was the right thing to do. But he also knew how to be casual and blend in with the crowd. And this was the time he was giving a speech. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a pointer. And he would hit people if they didn't pay attention. He's wearing a smile in this particular photograph. And Sam always had such an incredible smile. And one of the things about the location, although no one can tell this was at the Goleta Valley Chamber when we were meeting over in the Fairview Shopping Center, when the Chamber actually had a physical location. And that reminds me that Sam, over the years that I was in Mission Chapter Toastmaster, located at least 7 places for us to meet because he knew everyone in Goleta and he found the place for us to have our meetings. So this is a very important picture, and it reminds me of Sam at his very best as a teacher, as a speaker, as a supporter, a mentor, a forest ranger, and a dear friend. And now another dear friend and member of Wine and Dine Toastmasters, a woman who is responsible for a lot of our membership drives in Wine and Dine Toastmasters, who was actually the first person to let me know that she wanted to speak tonight. Please welcome Lynn Cedarquist.
I am so honored to be here tonight to tell you how much I love Sam. It's hard to believe he's not here. And he will live in my heart with such joy. When I think of Sam, I just smile. Because over 20 years ago, when I walked into Club 5, I was scared to death. You know how it feels when you're brand new and you walk into a Toastmaster club with your biggest fear on your back, public speaking? Thought I was going to pass out. But there was this really sweet man sitting there, smiling, and he greeted me, and I thought, it's going to be okay. And he said, here, come and sit down next to me. And so I did. I planted myself right next to Sam, and I thought, things are going to be okay. And I thought, you know, maybe I can do this. And I joined Toastmasters. And the very first speech that you give is your icebreaker. Scared to death, cotton in the mouth, sweaty palms, shaky knees. And I thought, I can do this because Sam was so supportive. He was like a father image to me. He was so wonderful. And I thought, I can do this. Well, this sweet little man that I just loved was over here with a bag full of marbles. And every time I got up and said, ah, I think that thing was full. Clank, clank, clank. And I was scared to death. What do I do now? I didn't know that was going to happen. So after I finished, I didn't die. You know, I've never known any person that passed away on their icebreaker. But I went over and I sat next to Sam, and he held my hand. He said, you did really good. You can do this. And he supported me and gave me confidence and said, never give up. That was his message to me. Never give up. Take the challenge and run with it, no matter what happens. How many of these little coins or things that cross your path, you always get these zigs and these zags in your life? It happens. And so when those things happen to me, I think of Sam. And I remember that message when he was dropping those marbles in that tin can, which I don't think they do at Club 5 anymore, do they? I think we lost some members on that one. But he was such a joy to me in my life. And I've written to Lee and told her how much he really was a father image to me. And there's one other story that just happened maybe in the last year, and this was at Club 5. And at Table Topics, they throw, you know, these impromptu little messages at you, and you got to get up and speak for 2 minutes. It says, what's the most wonderful thing that happened to you? And the message was thrown to Sam. And he gave the typical 3 that Toastmasters do. This happened, but the very last one, the most important thing that ever happened to me in my life is that I met Lee. Oh. He did. And I thought to myself, oh, if that could ever happen to me in my life, this would be bliss. So I just think of Sam with so much joy, and I'm so happy to have met him. And thank you, Lee, for sharing, Sam.